Good morning. Let's go back to 1991 and a film called Life Stinks. Now, this is a Mel Brooks film, which, like most of his films, is a comedy. But unlike most of his comedies, this is not a parody. The basic premise is that Goddard Bolt, played by Mel Brooks himself, is an exceedingly rich and arrogant and selfish property developer. He has a friend, or perhaps a close enemy, another property developer called Vance Craswell. And in one particular instance, they both want the same slum area of property, of land, to develop, as it would fit into each of their own plans for further enrichment. Now, due to their rivalry, and also something that Goddard has said along the way, Vance challenges Goddard to spend 30 days in this particular area of the town as a homeless person. And the property is at stake over whether he can successfully carry out this challenge. And that sets up the premise of the film. Goddard Bolt has to be without money, has to wear an electronic tag around his ankle to detect if he crosses the boundary for more than 30 seconds. And he mustn't tell anyone who he really is for the 30 days. So, an adventure as a homeless person begins. He can barely survive. He's chased and beaten. He meets two other homeless people who consider him their friend. He meets a crazy lady, Molly, played by Leslie Ann Warren, and so on, and lots of other characters. The story is funny, but it's also quite sad and deep in many places. And unbeknownst to Goddard Bolt, Vance Craswell is intent on making things more difficult for Goddard wherever possible. Ultimately, Vance has no intention of honouring his side of the agreement anyway. Now, this film did receive really bad reviews and ratings when it came out. It lost money on the release compared with the production budget, and it is considered Mel Brooks' worst, or at least second worst, film. The reviewers absolutely hated it. But personally, I consider the reviewers to be completely incorrect. I rate this film as one of my favourite Mel Brooks films, and possibly the most meaningful of all of his films. If you get a chance, certainly see it. The reviewers were all incorrect. It is excellent. Life Stinks, 1991. Have a fun Friday and an excellent weekend.